I've been baddie inspecting for a while now, and I think it's finally time for a definitive list of the baddest characters in fiction. Not anime, not video games, everything. Just be prepared to... Love is a Nexus 9 replicant from Blade Runner 2049 and is easily going to be the most normal baddie on this list. Trust me, it's all downhill from here. She's actually not just a baddie, but a bad guy and the right-hand woman to the main villain of the story, Neander Wallace, better known as Morb from Morbin Time. Love is part of a newer generation of artificial humans that has heightened strength, speed, and combat skills, but is designed to be obedient and incapable of rebellion. That sounds like the type of girl I've been looking for.
What's lost again?
She was also the first replicant to be called a Blade Runner and hunted down any threats to Morb from Morbin Time like a good robot. She will totally kill your enemies and worship you as soon as she's done.
Mom, get the credit card ready!
Love is most definitely a baddie. CES always has cool new inventions, but 2024 stood out to me with its AI robot girlfriend that, if you will remember, kinda started my deep dive into this whole list. This robo-baddie was designed by Chinese company EX Robotics, and it is definitely EX, not X, because this girlfriend can never leave you. She was designed to simulate the emotional connection, complex conversation, and even physical interaction that a normal girlfriend would, except with less complaining and much less expensive than a real girlfriend. Not to mention, this robot is curvy in ways all of you are probably never going to experience. So you'll need to figure out whose card to use for this one. Not mine, probably mine. Just some words of wisdom when you do get her. Make sure not to stick around when she completely undresses, or your hard drive may turn into a floppy disk. And this model doesn't have any support for floppy disks. We are past that technology, I think. So long as you're prepared with a hard drive and mom's credit card, the CES AI girlfriend is a baddie. Aunt Fanny from Robots, not a baddie, right? Wrong! 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 And this is the dude that got named Copperbottom? Designers 1, writers 0. Aunt Fanny plays the loving mom figure, and I don't think they could have done this role better. Through the movie, she supports the central theme of accepting and valuing older technology, which, if this is what old technology looks like, I'm perfectly happy right where we are. I don't need to upgrade to the Aunt Fanny Pro Max Ultra when the one I have now is perfectly fine. I think Aunt Fanny is certainly a baddie. EDI, the Enhanced Defense Intelligence, is an AI who was created to control the Normandy SR-2 in Mass Effect 2. Then everyone realized how clearly bad this AI was, and by the time Mass Effect 3 came out, she was an official crew member. I gotta say though, not sure what the plan here was, but she definitely wasn't helping any of the guys on board to stay focused. Like, how can I be expected to walk, let alone fly, when that is standing next to me? EDI is one of the most beloved characters on the franchise and on, of course, Rule 34, you goddamn freaks. But honestly, this is exactly what they want. It's good marketing and it's definitely worked on me. I think I might just skip straight to Mass Effect 3 for the story, like the rest of us, totally. EDI is a baddie. Maria from 1927's Metropolis is actually two characters. One's a good girl, although she's actually pretty bad herself, and gives inspirational speeches about peace between upper and lower class people. She's sweet and hopeful and good with kids. Great wifey material. Not what we're here for. The other Maria is the robotic opposite of the human, meaning she's bad down to her core. Baddie Maria is sent to cause nothing but chaos, leading people to rebellion that nearly destroys Metropolis. She also seduces and manipulates the wealthy elite, causing the walls of society to collapse. Maria represents the corruption of technology and the dangers of propaganda, but those hips are the only dangerous things I see. I wouldn't want propaganda that. You already know that if she could start an uprising and collapse the elite, Maria is 100% a baddie. RC is one of the most iconic Transformers who was a baddie back in 1984, where she really turned into this really sexy futuristic car, and she's still a baddie now with the rise of the beast. Except this time, she's just a motorcycle? I mean, I don't mind. That just means that I'm the only person who gets to ride her. And plus, at least some things don't change. Now, I don't know if or how this would work, but if anyone finds a way, woo! Count me in, because RC is a baddie. Bunny Rabbit from Sonic is a cybernetically enhanced baddie and the second hottest bunny out there. She's curvy, sleek, and metallic with a flirtatious southern charm that's just irresistible. On top of this, one excessively thirsty fan actually already brought Bunny Rabbit to live action because they just couldn't wait. Okay, yeah, I see why they did that now. Wow, okay. And on top of it all, part Bunny's character design is that she has superhuman grip, but also her hands can be surprisingly gentle at times. Okay, when does Sonic 4 come out?
Damn it!
We won't be seeing more of her anytime soon, but Bunny Rabbit is a baddie. Morgan from Morgan is a story about a bioengineered child who turns on her creators. Morgan is played by Anya Taylor-Joy, and there's nothing else here to say because Anya Taylor-Joy is a baddie. Dot Matrix is a C-3PO counterpart in the iconic 1987 Spaceball. This is a gold-plated, sassy, overdramatic, and mother-like bodyguard that protects and simultaneously roasts the other members of the crew. She's also handily equipped with a built-in Virgin alarm, so if you've ever needed one of those, she's your girl. Let's just hope there's a snooze button on that thing. The face is creepy as hell, but I think on a day where I'm feeling really down bad, it might just work. Dot Matrix is a baddie. Karen 2.0 appeared in SpongeBob episode 171 Part A and seriously made a lasting impression. Not only does she have a nice blue color, but she's also leagues curvier than the original. It's ironic. Karen 2.0 is the flat screen, but the 1.0 is the only flat one here. Plankton definitely learned from his mistakes and impressed us all the second time around. Good job, Plankton. Karen 2.0 is a baddie. Alita from Alita Battle Angel is where we're starting today, and she's probably the most normal choice on this list. Trust me, it gets way less socially acceptable from here. Alita was found in a scrapyard, which is coincidentally the same place all my dating profiles end up. Despite being basically just a head when they found her, Dr. Ito gave her a new body that somehow managed to make her both terrifying and astonishing at the same time. Those giant anime eyes could either melt your heart or be the last thing you see before she rips it out your chest, and yet I'm still here thinking about how she can probably crush a watermelon with her thighs. What? She's a super advanced cyborg with enhanced strength, just physics. Alita is definitely a baddie. The fembots from Austin Powers are basically what happens when you let the horniest person alive design killer robots. These retro-futuristic assassins with their go-go boots and weaponized assets were designed to seduce and then eliminate. Sure, their chest-mounted machine guns are a bit of a mood killer, but let's be honest. If you're getting close enough to find out about that feature, you are already making questionable life choices. And even knowing they could literally blow me away, I'd still risk it all. Listen, sometimes the risk is worth the reward. Needless to say, the fembots are definitely baddies. G2 from Inspector Gadget 2 was basically what would happen if you took the original Inspector Gadget and said, what if we made this, but hot? And while the movie might have been a critical flop, G2 definitely was not. Played by Elaine Hendricks, G2's got all the gadgets, all the upgrades, but none of the incompetence. Now, that's a woman who knows how to handle her equipment. You know what they say, the next model always comes with better features, and G2 is certainly well equipped. And don't even get me started on when she says, I don't date humans. Like, challenge accepted. The fact that she has a gadget for every situation just makes me wonder what other functions she might be hiding. Is that inappropriate to say about a police officer? Probably. Am I going to apologize? Absolutely not. G2 is a baddie, and if that's wrong, you can go gadget arrest me. I just hope she won't go gadget peg me, because that's a little out there, you know? The TX from Terminator 3 was supposed to be the most advanced killing machine ever created, but honestly, they should have called her the most advanced thirst trap ever designed. I mean, Skynet finally figured out the perfect way to infiltrate human society. Let's make the next Terminator a baddie. And I'm not sure if I should be terrified or turned on that she can transform her arm into various weapons. She's basically everything the previous Terminators were, but with the ability to make you question which side of the robot apocalypse you really want to be on. And unlike the T-1000, she actually has physical nanite components underneath, which means, let's not go there. My channel's already on thin ice. The TX is a baddie. Andrea from Star Trek was recommended so many times I had to look her up, and now I understand why you were all so insistent. She was created by that one alien guy who wanted the perfect woman, and I'd say he succeeded a little too well, because if she's looking at me like that, I'm gonna need the Enterprise to beam me up real quick before things get out of hand. The fact that multiple crew members got a little too attached to this hologram just proves what I'm saying. Even in the enlightened future Star Trek, people are still people. And hologram or not, Andrea is still a baddie. Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z. No matter how many times I recalculate my chances with her, the answer is always 0. But 18 is definitely a baddie, and I refuse to be judged for this one. Despite being an android, she's technically a cyborg, since she was originally a human modified with cybernetic components by Dr. Giro. But I'm not complaining about technicalities when she's technically perfect. The fact that she barely speaks somehow makes her even more captivating. And those fight scenes, the way she absolutely beats the crap out of some of the strongest warriors in the universe while barely breaking a sweat, power is attractive, and 18 has it in spades. And the fact that she eventually settled down with the shortest fighter in the series just gives hope to all of us vertically challenged individuals out there. If Krillin can land a superhuman robot wife who could snap him like a twig, maybe there's hope for the rest of us. Although if she can punch through solid steel, I'm a bit concerned about what else she can crush. Major Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell has a body that's completely synthetic, but a mind that's completely human. Talk about the best of both worlds. Her design was literally created to be peak female performance, and I gotta say, mission accomplished. Of course, they had to give her that thermoptic camouflage suit that leaves absolutely nothing to the imagination. The animators knew exactly what they were doing. Not that I'm complaining at all. In fact, I'd like to personally thank whoever made that design decision. In a body that needs regular maintenance, she doesn't fear losing limbs or taking damage, which makes her the ultimate action baddie. Plus, she can literally connect her mind directly to yours. That's the most intimate thing I could think of. Well, second most. Major Kusanagi is definitely a baddie. Mazuma from Ben 10 Omniverse is what happens when a villain decides his robot assistant should double as eye candy. She's basically a golden ninja robot with skills that would put most Transformers to shame. Her creator, Billy Billions, might be compensating for something with that name, but he sure didn't cut any corners making Mazuma. She's got that reflective gold plating that I'm sure has nothing to do with her creator's ego and everything to do with looking absolutely fire. And let's talk about that faceplate. It somehow manages to be both expressionless and expressive at the same time. That's a feature, not a bug. Mazuma is undeniably a baddie, and I will not be taking questions at this time. Echo from Overwatch has me questioning whether I'm attracted to sleek, minimalist design or if I've just been playing too many video games. Her whole deal is that she can transform into other characters and use their abilities, which means she's basically the ultimate partner who can be whoever you want her to be. I'm not saying that's what I look for in a relationship, but I'm not saying it either. She's got those glowing blue eyes. Yeah, eyes. And that smooth white finish that could make Apple's design team jealous. She flies, she adapts, she duplicates. Simply put, Echo is the ultimate baddie because she could be every baddie all at once. That's just math. And I'm not arguing with math. Echo is a baddie. WD-40 from Space Quest 5 is absolutely the most inappropriate name they could have given a robot. For those who don't know, WD-40 is a lubricant that helps things slide more easily. But that's definitely just a coincidence, right? Right. WD-40 was created to be the perfect ambassador for her planet. They made sure to give her all the right diplomatic assets. She's got those typical 90s game proportions that defy the laws of physics and robot engineering, but I'm not complaining. WD-40 is definitely a baddie. Ava from Ex Machina is the perfect example of why you should never trust a baddie who's too smart for her own good. She's got those translucent panels showing off her inner workings in all the right places. It's like engineer lingerie, and I'm here for it. The mesh design on her body is somehow both mechanical and sensual at the same time. Ava is smart enough to manipulate everyone around her and break free from her prison, which, honestly, good for her. Intelligence is attractive, though maybe not when it's being used to trick you and leave you locked in an isolated research facility. Still, Ava is definitely a baddie. Number 6 from Battlestar Galactica proves that sometimes the apocalypse comes in a red dress. She's part of the Cylon race that nearly wiped out humanity but looks so good doing it that some people might say thank you. Number 6 uses her perfect physique to seduce a scientist and gain gain access to defense systems, proving that sometimes the most dangerous weapon is, well, she's literally designed to be irresistible to humans, and based on the evidence, I'd say mission accomplished. Also, there are multiple copies of her, which means, you know what, I'm not even gonna finish that thought. Number 6 is absolutely a baddie. Chloe was the first android to pass the Turing test, meaning she was the first to convince humans that she could think and feel like they do. And boy, does she make me feel things. She's basically the face that greets you in the game's main menu, staring into your soul with those perfect blue eyes. But what's really messed up is that the game eventually asks if you want to let her go, and I'm ashamed to admit how long I hesitated on that decision. Sorry, Chloe, but you're definitely a baddie. Dolores Abernathy from Westworld starts the series as a sweet, innocent rancher's daughter and ends it as the architect of human extinction. Talk about character development. Played by Evan Rachel Wood, Dolores undergoes the ultimate glow-up from damsel in distress to revolutionary leader, and she does it all while switching between prairie dresses and power suits like it's nothing. The fact that she's technically the oldest host in the park but looks like that is just another testament to advanced robotics or Hollywood casting. Either way, I'm not complaining. Westworld might have gotten confusing in later seasons, but my attraction to Dolores remained crystal clear throughout, even when she was downloading her consciousness into like 5 different bodies. Especially then, actually. Dolores is a certified baddie, and if that means I'm supporting the robot uprising, then viva la revolucion, I guess. Ava Unit 01 from Neon Genesis Evangelion was recommended by Zaki VA, and I have several questions, all of which I'm afraid to ask. This biomechanical behemoth isn't just a robot, it's technically alive and houses the soul of the main character's mother, so that's a lot to unpack. But with its sleek purple and green design and tendency to go berserk and eat people, Ava Unit 01 has a certain appeal to a very specific demographic. I'm not saying I'm part of that demographic, but if liking giant semi-sentient mecha is wrong, I don't want to be right. Yes, I know I'm going to need therapy after this one, but Ava Unit 01 is a problematic baddie. Kiri from Fallout 4 starts as a Miss Nanny robot floating around on those propulsion systems, if you know what I mean. But then she gets transferred into a synth body and ooh la la, hello nurse. Her French accent is absolutely charming.
When I think of you, my heart beats fast.
And there's something about a robot experiencing emotions for the first time that's both adorable and intriguing. She's literally a scientist with the body of a perfect synthetic human, which means she's got both brains and other admirable qualities. Kiri is definitely a baddie. V from Murder Drones was suggested by Swedish Monkey, and after looking her up, I've gotta say, I've never been so scared and attracted at the same time. V is literally designed to hunt down and extract oil from other robots, which is basically the robot equivalent of a vampire. A very stylish, very curvy vampire. Please drain my fluids. That glowing yellow smile combined with those curves would be the last thing you see before she drains you dry. And some people would say thank you. Please, 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 please. V is a super complicated baddie. Raven of Teen Titans is the OG goth queen. Purple cloak, the monotone voice.
More than life itself.
Constant aura of don't talk to me unless you're worthy. It's everything. She's effortlessly powerful, slinging telekinesis like it's light work, and she could absolutely ruin your life with a flick of her wrist. The dry sarcasm is a bonus. She doesn't need to try, she just exists, and we're all obsessed. And when she does let out that cold exterior crack for a second, it's game over. That rare moment where she shows the slightest blush, gets a little flustered, suddenly isn't the untouchable enigma. Weak, completely weak. And don't even get me started on the legs episode. If you're not down bad for Raven, you're lying. Totally a baddie. Also on our list, Shigo from Kim Possible was designed in a lab specifically for the type of people who watch my videos. You freaks. The green and black color scheme is honestly too powerful, and with thighs like that, this baddie doesn't even have to use her fists if she wants to win a fight. Not that we'd want to put up a fight anyway. She could vaporize anyone in her path, but she'd rather roast them first.
And this advice comes to us from a fashion don't in fleece.
And let's just say that level of disrespect is not necessarily a turnoff. This, my loyal viewers, is what we in the biz call a Dami Mommy. Whether she's giving that rare smile or beating up heroes like it's a hobby, she exudes baddie energy. She's the villain who doesn't try to be cool. She just is. And she knew exactly what she was doing. Falling for her is wrong? I wouldn't want to be right. Shigo is a baddie. Next, Starfire in Teen Titans is the definition of sunshine wrapped in a ridiculously perfect body. She's got got legs for days, curves that defy human and alien biology, and a midriff so iconic it deserves its own fan club. Oh wait, it already does. She's the ultimate contrast, a bubbly, lovable princess with the face of an angel and the body of a goddess, could fly, fire off nuclear energy blasts, and could still giggle like cute girl next door. Don't get it twisted. This is a girl next door who could step on you and you'd say thank you. And then there's Robin. My guy never stood a chance. The definition of down bad. Every time she hit him with a casual friend Robin, you could see him trying to keep it together. And honestly, same. If Starfire even looked in my direction, I'd be on the next one-way flight to Tamaran, ready to dedicate my life to worshipping the ground she hovers over. Starfire is definitely a baddie. Next on the list, Frankie Foster from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was the blueprint for every alt-girl crush. Red hair, punk aesthetic, that messy bun, and villain date episode. They knew what they were doing with this one. Just wanna be. If you ever watch Foster's, you know the feeling.
Red spy is in the base.
Plus, the way she handles that chaotic mansion full of imaginary weirdos is just wifey material. She had no time for nonsense, no patience for stupidity, and still had the time to be a baddie even with all that frustration. She asked, we'd sign adoption papers for imaginary friends just to be in her orbit. Ooh, Frankie Foster is a certified baddie. Up next, Blackfire is Starfire's evil older sister, but somehow that just makes her hotter. The bad girl energy is cranked up to maximum levels, and then there's the body. Tall, curvy, with legs that never seem to end, and hips that look genetically engineered to cause destruction, send me sweating every time. Every step is a power move. Every glance is a challenge. Her entire presence feels like a setup for heartbreak, the kind that ruins lives beautifully. The hips are a menace. The legs are a declaration of war. She moves like she owns the universe, and realistically, she might as well. Starfire's charm is innocent and bubbly. Blackfire's confidence comes with a teasing smirk and the promise of bad decisions. The voice alone has too much power.
When we were little, I was always rescuing Starfire.
Low, sultry, dripping with condescension that makes self-respect feel like an outdated concept. She could insult someone straight to their face and it would still feel like a reward. Betrayal is inevitable. Ships would be stolen, hearts would be broken, and dignity would be left in shambles. But with a body like that, every second of destruction is worth it. Loving her is an instant mistake, but at least it's a beautiful one. I am down bad for this baddie.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Look, everyone fell for Gwen Tennyson in Ben 10 at some point. She started as a snarky, know-it-all cousin, and then Alien Force happened. Suddenly, she's older, confident, rocking the red hair like a crown, and throwing magic around like it's light work. That glow-up was insane. The way she kept her cool under pressure, casually wielding interdimensional energy while maintaining her superiority complex is unfair. There's something about a girl who knows exactly how powerful she is. Gwen walked into every fight like she'd already won it. Most of the time, she was right. The attitude, the absolute dominance in any situation, the way she always had a comeback, elite energy. And let's be real, she knew she had everyone wrapped around her finger. The confidence alone makes it impossible not to sip. I mean, risking it all for Gwen is completely understandable. She is a baddie. Next, Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time is literally made of sugar, spice, and scientific precision. A dangerous combo. Smart girls are hot, but a mad scientist with a kingdom is straight up unfair. She could create a potion to make us fall in love, but honestly, there's no need. We're already there. But hold your horses. Elephant in the room here. Princess just ain't curvy. I mean, seriously, what is this? Plus, she's pretty much always covered head to toe, which is no fun. But hey, I guess it's nothing a bit of fan art can't fix. And if you're just gonna go ahead and add Marceline into the mix, Cartoon Network really didn't have to go this hard, but they did, and I'm here for it. Princess Bubblegum is a baddie. Alright now, hear me out. Dexter's mom in Dexter's Laboratory was just built different. And not just in the way that she had the patience of a saint dealing with Dee Dee's chaos. Cartoon Network went absolutely feral with her design. The waist to hips ratio is absolutely wild, and is probably why editing this video took me twice as long as it should have. One hand, guys, one hand. The 50s housewife aesthetic only amplified her status. This baddie is one who'll bake you cookies and look good while doing it. What more could he ask for? She had mom energy on maximum setting, gentle, nurturing, and body proportions that inspired George Lucas to make Pixar when he realized live action could never do that. My mommy issues could never. Meanwhile, Dexter's dad had no clue how good he had it. She deserves a good boy who wouldn't even think about talking back, just standing there, apron tied, waiting for his turn to be noticed. Not saying that to me, but if Cartoon Network ever casts for a new Dexter stepdad, the paperwork would already be filed. Dexter's mom is a baddie. I'm sure you've been waiting for this one. Nicole Watterson, Gumball's mom from The Amazing World of Gumball. Where to start with this one? Here? Nah, here? Nope. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Gumball's mom, Mrs. Watterson, is built different. She's not just mom, she's mommy. The blueprint for the animated MILF, she's got the strength of 100 men, the speed of a track star, and the patience of a saint. But when she snaps, oh, it's over. That temper, that raw power, that dominance. Tell me why she's suplexing life's problems and looking good while doing it. And let's not even pretend that they didn't know what they were doing with some of those scenes. Nicole Watterson is an S-tier baddie, no argument. Now, would you believe me if I told you Space Jam, while technically created by Warner Bros. In 1996, did air in its original form on Cartoon Network in 2021 as a promo for whatever this was supposed to be. Yeah, you know what that means. Next up on our list is the one, the only, Lola Bunny. Dear Lord. If I ever needed a hear me out, this bunny would probably be it. But don't kid yourself, I already know you're right here with me. It's a good thing that the short shorts crop top bunny isn't real, because if it was, poor thing would need to be guarded 24/7 from the thirstiest crowd of Redditors you've never seen. Trust me, it's a good thing they stay inside. It's actually bad enough that when the redesign came around, Lola Bunny was nerfed harder than the double pump. Well, let's forget that ever happened and go back to what we know and love. Lola Bunny is one bad bunny. Lara Croft is the classic video game baddie, no questions asked. Whether she has 10 polygons, 10,000 polygons, or 10 million polygons, the Tomb Raider protagonist has the looks and features that transcend time. This baddie has been rocking gamers' worlds and shaping the industry since her sharp-edged debut in 1996, pointing the way for female leads in gaming. Okay, I promise that's it. I've made my point. Let's be real. Back then, graphics weren't quite ready to handle her assets properly. Yet in the same way NASA landed on the moon with a computer equivalent to a modern-day toaster oven, damn did they still work with what they had, and OG Lara has become a legend. Lara Croft is certainly a baddie. Next on the list, and since we're already talking about OG baddies, Chun-Li was the gaming crush of an entire generation of boomer gamers. If your dad ever spent time at an arcade, there's a solid chance he had a thing for her back when shoulder pads were peaking, the Cold War was wrapping up, and Smells Like Teen Spirit was playing non-stop on the radio. Chun-Li first hit the scene in Street Fighter II: The World Warrior and has built an entire legacy around those proportions. Now, sure, Street Fighter isn't the cultural juggernaut it once was. Nowadays, nobody's pedaling their bike to the arcade, slamming in a quarter just to get a glimpse of those legs. Even then, her influence never really faded. Then, in 2021, this happened. And just like that, the gooners of the internet were reawakened and Chun-Li was introduced to a whole new wave of attention. But honestly, she totally deserves it. Chun-Li is a certified Fortnite baddie. The twins from Atomic Heart. And dear Lord, where do we even start with these two? They're honestly so bad, I considered giving each one a separate spot on the list, if only for the sheer chaos they caused across the entire internet. This game has sold just over 2 million copies, making it the second best-selling Russian game of all time. Call me crazy, but I don't think it was the hyper-realistic 4,000 polygon high dynamic range RTX raindrops that had everyone sold, as much as Nvidia's marketing may want you to believe. The twins, known only as Left and Right, were designed with mechanical precision to make you want to be stepped on, and damn did it work. These two showed up for about 15 minutes of cutscene time total, and somehow left the internet in absolute shambles. As proof, the short, thick robot twins in third person has been viewed over 26 million times. It's good to know that we're not the only ones who see this. And sure, they may be faceless and completely made of metal, but let's be real, that hasn't stopped anyone. There are plenty more important factors at play here. The twins are definitely baddies. Next up is Princess Peach. Don't act like you didn't see this one coming. Peach has been around since 1985, and across nearly 4 decades, she's built a legacy around being the damsel in distress. She's totally cute, bright, and cheery, and is the ruler of a kingdom of subservient mushrooms. I think I'm starting to pick up on some subliminal messages here, but honestly, she's just too covered from head to toe to be considered a baddie on any normal day. But that's where Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games come to save the day and prove to us that Peach was definitely packing under all that dress. Speaking of under the dress, Nintendo definitely doesn't want us having any fun with a free cam in Smash Bros, which only goes to prove that they know what we know. We know your freaky secrets, Nintendo. But we also know that Princess Peach is a baddie. The Wii Fit Trainer has always been there to help you achieve your fitness goals. From yoga to aerobics to other various activities, she's always been supporting you with her textureless face, blue tank top, and yoga pants. If you weren't into exercise before getting a Wii U, you definitely found yourself coming back to do a half moon and cobra pose with your favorite workout buddy. You're definitely gonna need a hear me out or two for this mannequin looking baddie though. But it does get a little easier to reason once mods get involved, so do with that information what you will. The Wii Fit Trainer is honestly an S-tier pick, and if you disagree, you're wrong! You're wrong! She's severely underrated, will help you stay healthy, and will look damn good while doing it. The Wii Fit Trainer is a workout baddie. Next is the Sorceress from Dragon's Crown. Dragon's Crown is an action role-playing game where you play as... Wait, sorry, I forgot. Nobody plays Dragon's Crown for the story, so that part doesn't matter. Let's just skip to the good stuff. The Sorceress is a dangerous pick for this list. One wrong move and you may be crushed flat. Whoever designed her is definitely the type of person to max out the chest slider in every game and be disappointed when there's a limit. I mean, seriously, look at how her character design started and then compare that to the Sorceress we saw on release. At this point, the laws of physics break down, so it's a good time to ask, should we start worrying about whether or not this is going to cause back problems? Because if it does, I have two perfectly good hands to support you with. That aside, she's also a great fighter, and sparring with Sorceresses is definitely going to make any challenger battle-hardened. Sorceress is easily a top-tier baddie. Cortana from Halo is the ultimate look but don't touch. This baddie is a hologram made up entirely of light, designed for no other reason than to tease, torment, and make every Spartan question their priorities. I mean, come on! How did Chief ever get anything done when this was in his head the entire time? Cortana's an AI assistant, right? And as an AI assistant, she's willing to assist in any way? Look, all I'm saying is that this game's unrealistic, or maybe Chief likes dudes. Just look at those curves and tell me that you'd be able to take on an alien army with that on your mind. Breedable or not, Cortana is a baddie. Listen, I know we've been sliding down a slippery slope, but this is the part where we just let go. If you thought things couldn't get worse, congratulations, they just did. GLaDOS is a rogue AI built to torment you, and yet the internet decided that being insulted by a robot is actually kinda hot. First off, the voice.
You are a horrible person.
Cold, calculated, and dripping with sarcasm. She could be telling you that your entire existence is meaningless and the internet would make a smut comic out of it. Oh, the shamelessness. Second, dominance. She's got you running through an endless series of deadly puzzles for her amusement. She lies, manipulates, and gaslights you. Hot. And finally, the internet receives. You know there's fan art, and if you want to look it up, I will have one warning for you. Don't. At this point, I don't even know what's real anymore. I guess GLaDOS is officially a baddie, and I wish I could take that back, or not. Next up, me Lord, for I have sinned.
Female Pokemon breeding. Vaporeon is the most compatible Pokemon for humans.
How did it ever come to this? Just when I think the internet has hit rock bottom, you guys go and start digging. I mean, what went so catastrophically wrong for us to end up here? Okay, here we go. Vaporeon, the water-type evolution of Eevee. Playful, adorable, and 100% not breedable. So the internet needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror and figure out what led us here. Vaporeon can learn the moves Attract, damn it, Baby Doll Eyes, Stop Thinking About It, Captivate, Say It, and Charm. None of which have any meaning beyond the cute and innocent Pokemon that Vaporeon is. Game Freak may have put Vaporeon in the games, but you guys are the only freaks here. Vaporeon is not a baddie. Can't believe I have to tell you people this. Samus Aran from Metroid. Shout out to Fernando Orozco, 5968, for this classic pick. Now, here's the thing about Samus. She spent decades playing the ultimate game of hide and seek, wrapped up in that power suit like the galaxy's most dangerous present waiting to be unwrapped. She's basically the gaming equivalent of a surprise party, except the surprise is that you've been thirsting over a bounty hunter who could bench press a space station. The Zero Suit reveal hit the gaming community like a meteor to the face. One minute you're thinking about energy tanks and alien parasites, the next minute you're wondering if maybe being stranded on Zebes wouldn't be the worst thing in the universe. Samus has that perfect combo of could step on you and leave you as space dust, and might cradle you gently after obliterating every threat in a 3-planet radius. She's like a Swiss Army knife, but every tool is designed to make you weak in the knees. Samus is undeniably a baddie. Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village, courtesy of Sneaky Snake 7359, who clearly understands the assignment. Listen, when this woman showed up in that first trailer, the internet collectively lost its mind, and honestly, valid response. We're talking 9 feet of pure intimidation wrapped in vintage elegance and a hat that costs more than most people's rent. Those claws could literally end your existence. The real danger is that sultry voice that makes you want to volunteer as tribute. Lady D walked so every other tall video game mommy could run, and we're all grateful for her service. She's like the "yes ma'am, thank you ma'am" energy that awakened things in people they didn't know existed. Lady D is a bad Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn who proves that the post-apocalypse has never looked so good. Red hair flowing like liquid fire, tribal warrior aesthetic, and archery skills that make Katniss Everdeen look like she's playing with toy arrows. She's out here hunting robot dinosaurs like it's a casual Tuesday while looking like she stepped off the cover of Apocalypse Vogue. The fact that she could take down a Thunderjaw with a bow and arrow while maintaining perfect skin is honestly offensive to the rest of us mere mortals. Aloy is definitely a baddie. Next up is Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh boy, buckle up. This woman doesn't need dialogue to absolutely destroy your concentration. One smirk and you're forgetting your own name. I'm pretty sure Hideo Kojima really looked at the gaming community and said, "You want fan service? I'll give you fan service that comes with enough emotional baggage to require therapy." The controversy around her design is one thing, but let's not pretend those helicopter rides weren't more intimate than most people's actual relationships. She's got that whole "I could eliminate you from 800 meters away, but I'd rather stay close enough to make you nervous for entirely different reasons" vibe. Silent, deadly, and loyal to a fault, that's basically the holy trinity of attractive qualities wrapped up in tactical gear. It's like having a guardian angel, except your guardian angel specializes in headshots and meaningful eye contact. Also, fun tidbit, Quiet has very detailed feet. Stephanie Justin, who Quiet is based on, actually mentioned that Kojima scanned her feet. Do what you will with that information, you goddamn degenerates. Anyways, Quiet is a complicated baddie. Cammy White from Street Fighter, because apparently we needed more fighting game representation on this list. FGC, baby! While Chun-Li was busy being everyone's first crush, Cammy was over here perfecting the art of making military berets look sexy. That whole British Special Forces background mixed with those signature braids and that green leotard, chef's kiss. She's got the fighting skills to absolutely demolish you in combat, but something tells me the real fight would be trying to keep your composure during the match. Cammy brings that disciplined soldier energy, just enough rebellion to keep things interesting. Cammy is a baddie. Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda, which is like finding out your childhood crush grew up to rule a kingdom. Zelda's been the unattainable princess for decades, but lately, Nintendo's been giving her glow-ups that could power the Master Sword. Whether she's disguised as Sheik, wielding the light arrows, or just being her royal self, there's something about forbidden royalty that hits different than your average crush. The fact that Link keeps risking his life to save her, yeah, we get it, buddy. We absolutely get it. Princess Zelda is a baddie. Now it's time for some Overwatch double feature with D.Va and Widowmaker. D.Va's got that gamer girl energy perfected. Pink mech suit, competitive spirit, and she's literally a professional gamer who pilots giant robots. She's living every gamer's fantasy life while looking incredible doing it. Widowmaker, on the other hand, is pure danger wrapped in purple skin. She's an assassin who could end you before you even knew she was there, and somehow that just makes her even more appealing. These two represent completely different types of attraction, and honestly, we don't have to choose. Plus, there were a number of us that didn't know that they came from a video game. I know you, I see you. I know the video videos you watch. Both Diva and Widowmaker are baddie. Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII, who's been causing controller drift since 1997 and honestly deserves compensation for all the emotional damage. There's something incredibly compelling about someone who can mix cocktails, heal your party, and then immediately turn around to deliver a beatdown that defies several laws of physics. That kind of versatility is rarer than a shiny Pokemon. Plus, those abs look like they were carved by Renaissance sculptors who are really motivated. She's like if Mother Teresa was a bartender who moonlighted as a human weapon of mass destruction. Tifa is an S-tier baddie. 2B from Nier Automata. I have a feeling that the blindfold isn't hiding her eyes, rather it's protecting us from power we couldn't handle. The blindfold stays on during combat, during cutscenes, during everything, and somehow that just makes her even more intriguing. Developers really said, what if we made an existential crisis sexy and somehow pulled it off flawlessly? 2B's got that whole mysterious, emotionally distant thing going on, which is basically designed to make you want to crack that shell. 2B is a mysterious baddie. Bayonetta, who took Confident Woman and cranked it up to levels that shouldn't be legal in most countries. The level of self-assurance she radiates is honestly intimidating. She's sexy and she knows it, powerful and she flaunts it, and dangerous in the most appealing way possible. Bayonetta is a baddie who's in a league of her own. Jill Valentine from Resident Evil, who's been making zombie apocalypses look manageable since 1996. She survived multiple zombie outbreaks with her sanity and her perfect hair intact, which is honestly more impressive than most people's LinkedIn accomplishments. There's something incredibly attractive about competence under pressure. It's like watching someone perform brain surgery while casually discussing dinner plans. Plus, she's got that whole I've seen some serious stuff and came out stronger, mysterious vibe that makes you want to hear her stories over coffee, assuming coffee shops still exist post-apocalypse. Jill Valentine is a survivor baddie. And now we're entering dangerous territory with Bowsette, the internet's collective fever dream made manifest. Someone looked at Bowser, added a crown, and suddenly the entire gaming community had an identity crisis more dramatic than a soap opera season finale. The fact that this character doesn't even officially exist and still managed to break the internet says everything about our priorities. Fan art went absolutely nuclear. Twitter transformed into a battlefield of thirst, and Nintendo pretended this wasn't happening while quietly taking notes like anthropologists studying a fascinating new species. Bowsette represents the internet's unlimited ability to make anything attractive given enough creativity and a complete willingness to abandon all previous standards. She's like if Chaos Theory was a person who pretended to be absolutely stunning. Bowsette is a chaotic baddie. Alright. Fortnite section time, guys. Mrs. Incredible showing up in a battle royale? Bruh, that's psychological warfare. Chun-Li bringing those legendary thighs to the island? Ha! Unfair advantage. Ruby from Ruby? They're just showing off at this point. Don't even get me started on Calamity and Black Widow. Honestly, there are just too many absolute units in Fortnite to cover properly here, so let me know if you want a whole video dedicated to Fortnite baddies, and I'll see if I can pull some strings to make it happen without getting sued for emotional damages. At number 14, we have Rouge from Sonic Adventure 2. Shout out to Zach Plays, M5T, and Ethel Cat for this elite recommendation that proves y'all have excellent taste. Rouge is a jewel thief with wings, attitude, and the confidence to pull off that whole cat burglar but make it bat aesthetic. She's got that mischievous energy that's equal parts trouble and temptation. The Sonic franchise has some interesting character designs, and Rouge definitely stands out in all the right ways. She's flirty, she's sneaky, and she's got that whole bad girl with a heart of gold thing perfected. Rouge is a sneaky baddie. Finally, we've got Mirko from the MHA games. This one goes out to Drippy Sans 3687, who asked for her 9 times in a row. Drippy, your dedication is both concerning and admirable, like watching someone learn an entire language just to understand one joke. Anyways, Drippy, alright, finally, here you go. This one's for you, buddy. Mirko brings that rabbit hero energy with legs that could launch satellites and the kind of confident smile that makes you want to become a better person just to deserve her attention. She's the could kick me into orbit and I'd thank her for the space program kind of baddie, and your dedication to getting her recognized is honestly more romantic than most actual romance stories. Mrs. Incredible, Elastigirl, Helen Parr, whichever name you want to go with, is the infamous stretchy superhero mom from The Incredible. Her stretching has almost no limit, and that makes her a pretty handy fighter and hero. But where does she store all that extra mass to use moves when she's, stretching out. You already know. Mrs. Incredible also has this really cute accent, and there's no way you could go wrong putting that alongside a MILF hairdo and a skin-tight suit. She's also in Fortnite, so extra points. And don't even get me started on her Golden Ages outfit, because damn! If you think you're not down bad for Mrs. Incredible, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Just check this clip out. Now, tell me, what color was the baseball bat? That's what I thought. Mrs. Incredible is a baddie. You already knew Aunt Cass was gonna be on this list. She totally took over the internet and single-handedly doubled the amount of storage space the Rule 34 servers needed. Honestly, though, it's all totally warranted. Just look at those eyes, that hair, that bracelet, and you can't forget that necklace. What a nice necklace that is. Okay, now, what color was the necklace? Even the YouTube moderators can't keep up with you freaks. Just search for Aunt Cass and click on the first video. You'll have to delete your search history. Again, not to say it's not appreciated, I'm just impressed. I guess there's really only one thing to be said in a moment like this.
Suck on those tits when you were a baby.
Aunt Cass is a mega baddie. Andy's mom from Toy Story is a toss-up. Is she cute or is she like this? I haven't really figured out that one yet. She's kind of like a box of chocolates. You'll either get a Bordeaux or an almond bud. In the end, we all know we are taking a bite either way. You'd just be a lot happier with a Bordeaux. When it comes to Pixar, we kind of know what to expect with the moms. So strangely enough, it's actually nice to see something a little more toned back this time around. She might not be a mommy and she might not be winning any awards, but I'm down to give Andy a stepdad. So, Andy's mom is a baddie. Disgust from Inside Out is the embodiment of Riley's emotions of, well, disgust. Luckily for us though, she definitely doesn't live up to the name. I mean, for real. Who would have thought that our emotions were so thick? Disgust always has this aura of dominance and of disappointment in everyone around her. I'm sure it'll get old eventually, but for now, it's definitely not a drawback. I don't think I can reasonably turn down a girl with this much style and confidence, and besides, she has to spend all day with the biggest yapper in the world, this ugly thing, the embodiment of the word buzzkill, and my dad when I turn on a light in the car. All things considered, our girl is holding it together pretty well and looking damn good all the while. I think we can cut her some slack. Disgust is a baddie. Gogo Tamago from Big Hero 6 is a baddie that I don't think got the attention she deserved. Granted, she was sort of overshadowed by one of the baddest MILFs in all of animation, so we probably should have seen this coming. Gogo is a student at the San Francisco Institute of Technology along with Hero's brother, meaning she's not just another hot goth girl. She's smart too, but she's still hot. Definitely checks that box too. And it gets even better when she gets her suit on. Seriously, thank you, Pixar, from the bottom of my heart for deeming this necessary. Even Gogo's official wiki entry knows what's up. Curvaceous, meaning gonna have to add that one to my vocabulary. Gogo is curvaceous. Gogo is a baddie. If you're looking to get yourself a French girl, Colette Tattoo from Ratatouille is your girl. Colette stands on business and doesn't take shit from anybody. She's got nice blue eyes and a pretty smile, and she can cook. So what isn't there to like? The nose. It's the nose. That's what's there not to like. Our girl really ticked off almost every box. She even managed to make the Karen haircut look good, then went about 8 sizes too large when it came to the nose. Overall though, I like this baddie, and I'd definitely like to try some of whatever she's cooking. Colette Tattoo is a baddie. Okay, so it's no secret that Pixar has a ton of baddies, but before we get to the craziest picks on this list, I had to skip a few to get this video out on time. If there was anyone else you wanted to see on this list, or if you want to recommend what I'd look at next, drop a comment and subscribe so you can see when I add your pick into a video. Now, just send this video to a friend that gets 0 baddies and we'll get right back into it. Holly Schiffwell from Cars 2 is not just a car, she's something special. Seriously, just look at this image and blur your eyes a little. You see it? Please, please, please tell me I'm not hallucinating, please. She's also British, and crushing on cars is probably normal over there, I hope. So I think we're all clear on this one. Holly was inspired by the TVR Tuscan Mark II and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds. Not really sure how that applies to what we're looking for, but the more you know, I guess. Holly is super curvy and sleek with a nice smile and pretty green eyes. If you told me yesterday that today I'd be thirsting over a car, well, okay, I probably would have believed you, but it still would have been a hard sell. Today, however, I am a new man, and I can confidently say that Holly Shiftwell is a baddie. Eve from WALL-E is a terrestrial biological probe from the year 2805 that was sent to Earth to scan for signs of plant life on the planet. And if you told me yesterday that I would be crushing on a terrestrial biological probe from the year 2805, yeah, I'd probably still believe you and just assume I was working on another Baddest Robots video or something. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 on that one. Similar to Holly, Eve's draw is mostly from the fact that she's super sleek and well-rounded. She's also got a very cute smile and laugh that I really like, and she stands on business. Eve is a baddie. Bo Peep from Toy Story is one of those baddies that Pixar had no right to make bad in the first place. Bo had a complete glow-up since her first appearances, and in Toy Story 4, she becomes a lone wolf, surviving off the land, and definitely getting her squats in. I don't know who at Pixar decided to bring Bo Peep into the baddie train, but it was 100% appreciated by Redditors around the world. Besides her assets, Bo Peep is also just cute. If you get a girl with a face like that, you wife her. Anything less would be unforgivable. Despite the whole 6 inches tall, made of porcelain thing, I'd say this one's a pretty reasonable pick. I've seen the movie like 3 times now and I still don't know what the plot is. Bo Peep is certainly a baddie. Ember Lumen from Elemental is what I mean when I say there are some characters Pixar had no right to make bad in the first place. Ember is just fire, and the masterminds that animated her decided a literal flame needs a size 1 waist and size 10 hips. Why? Was this necessary? Sure, but more importantly, why is it working? Maybe I'm just too far gone, but even I'd say it works better than the fan-made human version of her. Yeah, definitely too far gone, but bro, that smile, it's hot as the hell that awaits me if I'm thirsting over a flame. Regardless, she brings the heat. Ember is a baddie. Gazelle from Zootopia is the pop megastar that welcomes you to Zootopia in all her skimpily dressed glory from 200 feet up. Either Phil Johnston or Jared Bush, or maybe both of them, wanted to see a gazelle in a bikini and decided a $1 billion movie was the time and place to realize their fantasy. Approved! Gazelle has the Pixar classic slim waist, a sparkly bra top, and is curvy from horn to toe. Her song for the movie is also pretty good, but if Pixar hasn't already written me a cease and desist for, I don't know, the rest of this video, they definitely would for playing her song, so you'll have to find it on your own. I think Gazelle is definitely a baddie. Mirage from The Incredibles is the hot blonde girl who picked probably the lamest villain ever to work for. She looks like she walked straight out of a magazine, and with a figure like that, I can't imagine it would be tough to find a better gig than being stationed away on an island and luring heroes to their deaths all day. Maybe that's just me. She's got the dazzle, she's got the drip, and if Crisis Beat would please open his Patreon back up, my life would be complete. My card is ready. Mirage is a baddie. Barbie from Toy Story 3, I'd say, is a pretty easy pick. Besides the size and the plastic, this is just your basic hot blonde with more makeup than brain cells, so you really can't go wrong there. At the end of the day, it's just Margot Robbie anyway, and you can't say she's not a baddie. Okay, maybe they're not perfect, but I'd be willing to say Toy Story Barbie is a baddie. The tourist mom had a very brief, but a very memorable scene in the intro to Despicable Me where her 1,000 IQ kid, Justin, falls off a wooden ramp. As a baby, he must have been hit in the head pretty hard by those thighs. And yeah, she's not hot, but I'm also now realizing she's not even from Pixar. Yeah, sick of my job. But with a build like that, I'm leaving her on the list, so cry about it in the comments. Oh, and subscribe while you're down there. Tourist mom is a baddie. Jill Anderson, Riley's mom from Inside Out, is a total MILF. She's got to deal with moving to a new city, has a kid with some real issues, and still manages to rock the mom jeans like there's no tomorrow. Thank you, faceless 3D artists who made this happen. Back it up, old man, because from now on, Jill Anderson is Jill Bad. And Riley's gonna have to start calling me stepdad. Mrs. Anderson is a baddie. Jessie from Toy Story 2 is a cowgirl with attachment issues from her previous owner who forgot and abandoned her. She's also pretty hot. Jessie's perfect for anyone who loves a tomboy, but if you're not into that, you'll probably like Bo Peep more, which you can check out in the first part of this video after you're done here. While Bo Peep will forever have my heart, I do like Jessie's spunk and think she's also a baddie. Merida's mom, Queen Eleanor from Brave, is the strict and overly proper Scottish royalty milk. She's kind of stuck up when it comes to her family, but to be fair, they are loud, rebellious, and Scottish. Yeah, I'm not gonna blame her for giving so few shits. Also, I do really like this outfit. Green and gold looks sick, sure, but who the hell would choose to dress their daughter like this? Maybe the queen just wanted all the wandering eyes to be on her instead of her daughter. I mean, this is the guy that did end up falling for Merida, so if that's what the queen was going for, nice job. She's also a bear for half of it, so we don't get much screen time. Queen Eleanor is still baddie. Ellie Fredrickson from Up would have been 78 years old during the movie if she wasn't dead. Sorry if I spoiled that for you. This thing's been out since before some of you were born, probably, so that's kind of your own fault. Ellie seems like a sweet grandma. This ain't no gilf we're talking about, because back in the olden days, Ellie was a baddie. I can 100% understand why this old fart became so pissy after losing a catch like this. Young Ellie Fredrickson is a baddie. This one's pretty niche, pretty underground, if you will. Next, we're looking at the targets for Operation Kronos from The Incredibles. Most notably Psychwave, Blaistone, Apogee, and Stormicide, who all have two things in common. One, they're probably all baddies, and two, they're all dead. Dead. Zero screen time. Nothing. These superheroes were all unalived by Syndrome in his attempt to make an unbeatable Omnidroid. Judging by the past work The Incredibles have done with their supers, I don't have any reason to suspect these would have been anything less than baddies. Carrie Williams from Monsters University, pink with red hair, long lashes, and the finest set of teeth the UK will never see. Oh yeah, and there are like 1,000 of them for you and all your friends that get zero baddies. Send this video to those friends so they can at least have some action today. Anyway, they may be monsters, but these sisters aren't scaring me off one bit. Oh yeah, the Williams sisters are baddies. Congratulations, you made it. You waded through all the stuff you didn't come here to see, and you finally arrived at Judy Hopps. You freak. You are a freak. Judy Hopps from Zootopia is a bunny from a small carrot farming town, moved to the big city to become the first ever bunny cop. Nobody's here for the story though, so let's get into the real meat. Judy Hopps is cute. The fan art is incredible. The fan fiction is not my style, but it exists. And the way the bunny was able to single-handedly shift the collective desires of the people is straight up magical. If you were to ask me if I was a furry back in 2015, I would have told you no, and I would have said it confidently. On March 4th, 2016, any time after 4 p.m., however, Judy Hopps is a bad. Evelyn Dever from the second Incredibles movie is the middle-aged terrorist mastermind behind the screenslaver attacks. Oh, did I say no more spoilers? Whoops. Evelyn is a tech enthusiast who hates superheroes and has to deal with her brother who's practically in love with them. I don't blame him. She also likes alcohol, my type of girl. She also looks like me after 10 hours of writing this script and editing this video throughout, like, the entire movie. The relaxed look is solid, but at the end, she wears this suit that I do think is pretty hot. Camera angle check, and all that 10 seconds before she takes an unplanned skydive. I vibe with her. Evelyn Dever is a baddie. Celia May is the pink Medusa-esque receptionist for Monsters, Inc., whose powers seem to be malfunctioning because I am rock hard, but I'm definitely not made out of stone. It's something about that outfit, the way she carries herself, and the way she looks at you with those beautiful that beautiful eye. My grammar's all over the place now. Also, I just can't help speaking my mind. Probably why I'm the one making this video and you're the one watching it pretending you don't agree with every word I say, but I know we're all thinking it. When Celia's doing two-person push-ups, you know, taking a trip pound town, do these guys close their eyes or do you just have to sit there as they watch? Maybe they're detachable, who knows? You know what, if they could just close their eyes and look the other way, I'd be cool with it. Celia May is a baddie. Lightning McQueen's girlfriend, Sally Carrera from Cars, is based off of one of my favorite cars, an early 2000s 911 Carrera. I'm not saying I like this car so much that I would,
My name is Nathaniel. I'm 27 years old, and I'm in a serious relationship with my car.
that, but it still earns her some extra points. Sally was a high-powered attorney in LA before stumbling across Radiator Springs, where she found her home and family. While I still hold true that Holly Schiffwell, who I went over in part 1, is the baddest car in Cars, Sally can go 0 to 60 nearly a whole second faster, so I have to give credit where credit is due. Sally Carrera has the eyes and the badge to earn her way onto the list as a baddie. Cindy from the Pixar short film Bao is a cute girl with a weird fetish. After Nameless Son turned turns from a young dumpling into an adult Bao, he brings home a hot girl, Cindy, wearing a ring. Man, even a Bao could get a baddie these days. Meanwhile, I'm still here ranking baddies I can't have. This must be a glitch in the Matrix. In the end, the Bao is actually just a normal guy, so fine, I guess he had a shot. Come on! I'm totally more of a catch than this dude. It's unfair. Look at those eyes. Cindy is a baddie. Mama Imelda from Coco is the great-great-grandmother of Miguel and supposed late wife of the great musician Ernesto de la Cruz. I do have a bone to pick with her though because she doesn't like music. I mean, really doesn't like it. I don't care how in love you are or how broken your heart is. Music is the solution to everything. With hips like that, I could make it work for a night. Besides, I've never crushed on a skeleton before, so I guess I can't knock it before I try it. Here goes nothing! Psylocke, a psychic ninja warrior who can summon mind swords and is very, very loosely inspired by Overwatch's Genji, at least in terms of gameplay. For subscribers to the channel though, this was a welcome change. Subscribe if you're on board with the change. Honestly, Psylocke is where it all started for me. She was the first hero to make the internet lose its collective mind. Extra points, I guess, and if you don't get it, you will. Because of course, I'm not talking about this Psylocke, which is also hot. I'm talking about her custom Vengeance outfit, which is a paid upgrade and the best $14 I'll ever spend. But let's not get ahead of ourselves before we get a full 360. Thank you, Marvel Rival.
All right, take my money. Just take my money.
My favorite part about this character is that her custom outfit is actually the main universe's Psylocke's standard attire throughout the comics. Why they would have the standard look to be the paid one and the custom look be free, I guess we'll never know. What I do know is that 1, I need to go to a comic book store now, and 2, Psylocke is a baddie. Black Widow is a Soviet assassin with a sniper rifle and her deadliest weapon, those thighs. Listen, solid baddie material, no argument, but I gotta say something controversial. After growing up watching Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow on the big screen since 2010, not even this is all that impressive. Our girl really set the bar far too high for this one. Black Widow had some pretty damn big shoes to fill with this role, so all things considered, I think she did a pretty good job. She's no Scarlett, but Black Widow is still a baddie. Emma Frost is just, damn, somebody check on the Fortnite Parents Committee, because if they thought those jiggle physics were a problem, we gotta pray they don't find out about this. Frost is a fashion icon, obviously, and a telepath, and goes by the alias the White Queen. Well, if the jiggle physics aren't going to cause Marvel any problems, that name probably will. Controversy aside, Emma Frost was originally supposed to be a one-off villain back in 1979, but she became so popular that she eventually became one of the X-Men's most pivotal characters. Wonder what it was that those freaks back in 79 saw in her. Now, 46 years later, and we're blessed with what would have probably killed those geezers back in the day. Next time you see her mom and dad, make sure to thank them for this. Emma Frost is a baddie. Squirrel Girl. This one's complicated. She's kind of straddling the line between baddie and questionable furry territory, but I'd be damned if that made me keep her off this list. Squirrel Girl is a redhead, one of the good ones, with pretty green eyes and a pet squirrel named Tippy Toe. Squirrel Girl also has the powers of a squirrel and powers of a girl, which sounds like she got her powers off Temu. Is she just completely normal? Maybe she could climb trees better? Maybe she's able to fit more nuts in her mouth? Wait, no! Last point I gotta bring up. Squirrel Girl has canonically beat Thanos and Galactus in the comics. What happened to power of a squirrel, Marvel? She breaks the power scale, and I don't like that very much, but this nutcracker is still a baddie all day long. Before we keep going, make sure you're subbed to see what crazy stuff I get up to next. And now that you've subbed, we can look at the Invisible Woman. First off, massive shout out to Marvel for making the Invisible Woman visible. Much appreciated. The Invisible Woman is Jim from The Office's wife and gained her force field and invisibility powers from the same blast that created the rest of the Fantastic Four. Comment below what you would do with invisibility powers, and don't make me regret saying that. This isn't the end of the story though, because when the Invisible Woman gets her mind corrupted by Psycho Man, she becomes Malice, who has also made her way into the game.
For some reason, people really seem to like this skin.
Man, Marvel really knows how to sell skins. They're playing us with this one. Just give me one sec while I put my card information. The Invisible woman is a baddie. Luna Snow, specifically in her Mire 2099 outfit, is one of my personal favorites in the whole game. She's a South Korean K-pop star, minus points for some, and a healer-type strategist character. Marvel also totally leaned into the K-pop thing and actually released 2 of her songs, which I can't play here for obvious reasons, but I'd give them a 3.5 out of 5. Not too bad. Alright, well, I made it obvious that this does it for me, but come on, you know how this works. And, oh yeah, that'll do. Luna Snow is a baddie. Scarlet Witch is the redhead badass with a magic hands that, to our disappointment, has still yet to receive a thirst trap skin. I actually don't know how the other characters got the treatment they did when our girl Scarlet Witch is still over here covered up more than a nun. In what world does Venom get more fan service than her? This is one of the rare disappointments in Marvel Rivals. We'll just have to wait until Marvel realizes how much we'd have to shell out for the right Scarlet Witch skin, or maybe they realized it's a little too powerful, because let's be honest, even at the default skin, the way she stares at the camera, she could spit in my mouth and I'd thank her. Anyways, please give us that thirst trap skin, because Scarlet Witch is a baddie. Thought it couldn't get worse than a squirrel? Think again, because up next we have a miner?
Hey, what the hell is it? What are you trying?
But before we could get into that can of worms, make sure to subscribe if you're not one of those weirdos who's thirsting over Penny Parker. Modeled after Overwatch's Diva, which was a huge hit, by the way, so I don't know what Marvel was thinking with this one. There has been a lot of controversy around this character, with one side claiming that, well, she's 14, and the other side claiming that, oh god, what is the internet? Look, I know I put her in this list, but don't go starting wars in the comments. Maybe I just felt really passionate about this and wanted to shame the people who are posting weird stuff about her. Maybe I wanted to capitalize on the controversy by putting her in the thumbnail to convince you to watch this video. Nobody knows for sure. Just like nobody really knows how old Penny is. So it's my professional opinion that we should tread lightly and stop thirsting over... Oh, so Penny Parker is a baddie? I don't know how to feel about this one. Let me know your stance in the comments. Mantis is gonna take some hear me out. You can take one look at this and you'll think one of two things: cute anime eyes or bug eye. Yeah, I know, this is literally Mantis we're talking about, so it's obvious which one is gonna be more lore accurate. But just let us have this, just this once. Mantis is another character that just didn't get that much fan service, and sure, I guess there might be some people out there who are playing this for the gameplay or whatever, but Mantis just isn't up to snuff no matter what the gameplay's like. Also, I can't really decide what to think about her antenna. What do you think? Is it cute or weird? I think I'd give it a shot. Mantis is a buggy. Wait, no, baddie. Hela is the goddess of death and a cosmic villain created by the man Stan Lee himself. She controls an infinite army of undead warriors and will not rest until all souls, living and dead, are under her control through a rapture of our world. And damn, I cannot wait to be raptured by that. She has the strength and speed on par with Thor and Odin, can teleport, resurrect the dead, kill most beings with a single touch of her finger. Oh yeah, and she's immortal. Okay, so maybe she's more terrifying than she is a baddie, but she's still definitely got something going for her. All of those scary things are not stopping me. Maybe when the world's on the brink of collapse, we'll get to shoot our shot. Hela is a terrifying, cosmic level baddie. Magic is so underrated. I haven't even heard of her before Rivals, but she was actually introduced first in 1975. And now, a literal half-century later, we finally have Magic as a playable character. She's basically the goth girl Marvel fans didn't know they needed. Magic is a sorceress, hence the name, and wields an arcane sword fueled by souls, which, if that's not badass, then I don't know what is. She also has a demon form that she could transform into, but spoiler, it's not sexy, so we're not gonna bother with it. She also has one of my favorite skins in the game, her Punk Child outfit, which is just straight up hot. She'd scream at me to do the dishes, and I'd stand up with a salute and do those damn dishes, and then I'd beg for her to spit in my mouth. I think Magic's a baddie. That's what I had for the baddest fictional characters. Let me know who I missed, because even without eating or sleeping, I couldn't get to them all, and I know you're just dying to see more.